For me as Maandy, music to me means expression. It means that whatever feeling I have, whatever I'm thinking, I'm not a psychopath. It's okay to think and feel through certain things.
Napenda mashilingi manaira pounds, mali imefika na dai sultan, mali si ya mtu nang'ang'ania, na siko na pupa, brother tulia, brother tulia, tulia, brother tulia.
My name is Maandy, AKA Kabaya AKA Manzi wa Nairobi. I'm a singer, rapper, songwriter, performing artist based in Nairobi, Kenya.
So siezi rudi home, siezi rudi home, siezi rudi home, nilipoteza key, so siezi rudi home.
Three words that describe me: hardworking, fearless, risk taker.
Shukran tu kila nikiomba, warazi waona nikisonga, nagawa kwa mbogi nikipata, omba jatembea na mitena.
My hood is Dagorreti, 102 or number 2. As a person and as a songwriter, Dagorreti is the reason why I'm such a good songwriter. It's not a posh area, obviously, but there's things you see, there's a way people live, but then there's a certain sense of happiness that they have. It's a happiness that they don't let go of. And I think that's what I always try and relay in my music. Like, just good vibes. I grew up around family, and during holidays, we'd always have music playing. I loved how music made everything better. From a young age, I connected with some of the songs, and it made me fascinated by how someone can capture so much in just 3 minutes or 4 minutes. So that's where my interest developed from.
Sit down on it, let me wind up on it. Bend over kiasi mkono kwa slit.
The kind of music I do is not really centered around a genre. It's more about the day-to-day of just in her 20s girl living in Nairobi, or basically just a reflection of how living in a city like Nairobi is.
Alikuseti, akistesi, nilikukanya kupendana na mafegi, ikiwa tamu sana jua mko wengi.
I've been doing music since 2016, I think November, and since then I wouldn't lie and say it's been vibes. It's just been more inshallah than vibes, honestly. At first, my biggest problem was finding a studio and finding quality audio. And then my next problem became shooting videos, because videos are expensive. And I was in uni, and I couldn't go and tell my mom, help me. She didn't say she'd finance, she said she'd support, but not monetary value. But I'd say I always found a way. I think that's my best trait. Like, I always find a way. So even if I had issues with videos, if you go to my channel, you'll see videos that date back to 2018 and their quality, and you wouldn't even believe how much I spent on them. And no one would believe how much I spent. But throughout that whole time, I had a support system. I had producers who are willing to work with me because they believe in me, or a videographer who saw the vision or liked the song and chose to shoot. I'd say audio and visual were probably my biggest issue. Another one was airplay, because even before the Gengetone era, getting your music played anywhere was a huge task. So I think more or less after that, and after the industry opened up a bit more, it became a bit easier. And with growing as an artist and becoming more popular, it gets easier. But I'm still not quite there in terms of airplay, but we'll get there eventually. Game changers for me in my career in terms of music, I feel like every song has had its own impact. So most people think Sirudi Home is like should be my biggest accomplishment. Actually, it's not. I think my biggest one is Shash na Lip Gloss, personally to me. But if we look at numbers, if we look at interaction, all that, it will take us back to Sirudi Home. But personally, as an artist, it was Shash, because I think at the point, there wasn't much going on for me, there wasn't much growth. But then someone picked this song off YouTube, took it to Twitter, became a whole thing. And I think that's how artists, even such as Ndovu or Major or even Fena got me off Twitter. And that's how we did a song. So for me, I'd say that was my breakthrough song. And in as much as it wasn't as impactful to everyone else, it was to me and my career, because without Shash, we wouldn't have Sirudi Home.
For me, meweza linko compass ni shash na lip gloss ATM card kondiko vodo na cheese na chito.
So about the remix for Shash na lip gloss, iko kwa shelf, but we shall revisit.
For me, meweza linko.
My top 3 tracks. How come I don't remember my songs? I'm sure this. Okay, number 3, I'd say Sirudi Home. Obviously, it's my favorite because it's changed my life more or less. Number 2, Shash na Lip Gloss. It's just a good song. And number 1, I'd say, is a freestyle that I did recently, yet to be released. Now that one, let me leave it at that. Some of the highlights in my career: my first album, Kabaya, and how it did so good. I think in a month I had over 70k listeners, and I was an underground artist. I was still upcoming. So where are those 70k people? Where did they come from? So that for me will forever be my biggest milestone. In terms of the number of albums I have, I had released one in 2019, Kabaya, 8 tracks. This year, I'm set to release another one, a 12-track project titled Frisky. Frisky is the other direction from what Kabaya was. You know, Kabaya was more of me as a rapper, just hip-hop, hardcore, just proving a point. But now we're not proving points anymore. We are having fun with it. We're making good music for everyone. I think I don't have a song on there that I don't replay every day. So it's a personal project to me that I'm sure everyone is going to love. For me, I'd say a perfect collabo is one that doesn't feel forced. It's one where we understand and respect each other's work, and we're just having fun with it, and the vibes are right.
Kijani siezi rudi bila gala kona buti. Squeeze hapa mjini mapinji wako kwa ndudi. Acha turudi nyumbani. Your mama is my mama. Hii maisha sini funny.
Some of the best people I've worked with so far in terms of collaborations, I'd say it's every single one of them. Because first of all, let's not forget that to some extent, they had a bigger fan base than me. But there was no ego, there was no, oh, I want this, I want that. Why should I sing with you? What am I getting in return? There was none of that. And for me, that's not something that I take very lightly, because this is someone who has millions of views across the board, thousands of streams, and they're choosing to do a song with you.
Can't believe where I've been, see this life is crazy. Leo uko next.
So a Kenyan artist that I would love to collab with is Major. I think it's long overdue. He's just running around town saying I'm his female version. We need to sit down and be serious and do a song. Another person I'd love to work with is Kalika. I think he's probably the best rapper right now in not only Kenya but in Africa. So yeah, definitely that.
One of the baddest, one of the best that you can replace. Give thanks to the Most High.
As a female artist in a Kenyan industry, already our music scene is not as set up as, let's say, our neighbors like Nigeria or Tanzania. But what I'd say is some of the challenges, okay, like 80% of them are not tailored to gender. It's just the usual, like I've said, airplay, videos, audio, marketing, branding. But then that 20% is probably what breaks most people, because there's a lot of disrespect, and it's not just in music. I feel like globally women are the most disrespected people. So that is part of it. Another reason might be people don't feel the need to believe in you as such, because there's this mentality for I'll work with her, she'll go get pregnant, and then that's it. My money goes down the drain. So there's that perception. Is that thinking that now because I'm an artist, so let's say for example me Maandy, if I say ikiwa tamu sana drum kwa wengi, to someone's head that's ratchet. So they think when they meet me in person, the person I am in my music is the person I will be in real life, which is not true, because out here it's called biz, we're very serious, because serious. So people don't know how to draw a line between those two things, and sometimes they become inappropriate when you're working together. However, what I'd advise is, if you feel like someone is getting a bit too comfortable, or if you're supposed to be talking about the color grade of your video and they start asking, wow, you looked great, cut it there. You can cut it there, but just know at the back of your mind, this is not someone you're going to work with again. Because, sorry to say, men become very entitled. And as much as you're paying someone, they feel like you owe them that time. So yeah, if you see those tiny red flags, just avoid them. It doesn't matter what it's going to cost you. Regardless what they're offering, there's 100 other people who'll offer it. To my fans, my supporters, my Kabaya gang, thank you for walking through this journey with me. And if it wasn't for you guys, I probably wouldn't be here. Other people wouldn't know me if you didn't fight for me as hard as you do. And I promise I'll continue making music that you love, and music that will be impactful, more or less. And I'll try as much as I can to communicate your feelings also, so that you can understand that whatever you're doing or going through, whether uko kwa mtaro, umebleki, ama uko somewhere umependa mtu, I'll walk through that journey with you too. So keep supporting Kabaya. For the aspiring artists out there, the youngins, I just want you to know that you want to become famous off your first song, but that shouldn't break you. Just keep going, be patient, and believe in yourself, because if you don't, no one will.
Shukran tu kila nikiomba, warazi waona nikisonga, nagawa kwa mbogi nikipata, omba jatembea na mitena.
One thing I'd like to be remembered for is creating moments in music, and that's mostly through my songs. I want a song to be the reason why someone became confident in their skin, or someone fell in love, or someone found hope at their lowest. I really don't want those, first female artists to do what. For me, I just want to connect, because that lives on for years and years, and it doesn't leave people's hearts and minds. That's what I'd like to do.
Kabaya.